Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And today we got some stuff about Vechain, Chainlink, Ripple, and some other stuff. So make sure you watch this video all the way through so you don't miss out on any of the most important crypto news. And now my big question of today is, which coin do you think will be the winner of the next week? I mean, a lot of these cryptos right now are in the small negatives or small positives, but which coin out of the top 20 do you think will do the best right now? Let me know in the comment section down below, and let's get on with the video. Over 300 Italian agricultural companies adopt Vechain's as blockchain. The largest Italian agricultural association and the largest tomato processing company in the country rely on Vechain's blockchain technology to make the tomato supply chain traceable. The project is managed by Token Farm, an initiative of Cordiretti, and involves around 300 companies, 17 cooperatives, and 6 producers associations in Italy. Now, whenever I tell you guys that Vechain is going to be huge, or Vechain has got themselves some crazy ass partnerships, yeah, I'm not exaggerating. I'm not trying to fool you guys, because they are huge. And this just is another example of how much they are achieving in this very short amount of time. It is insane. It is really, really insane. And all of that during a pandemic, right? Which is even more insane. But to quote, "This time we were ready, and after a year and a half's work, we involved 300 companies, 17 cooperatives, and 6 producers, associations who, within a very important 3-year agreement for the price of raw materials, agreed to track all their supplies. In fact, 3 million quintals of tomatoes pass through the Princess factory every year, and we are now in the phase of adoption by the farmers who we trained during the CV emergency to use the app to enter the data that are then certified in the blockchain." As the CEO of Token Farm further explained, the first tests of the project have been successful. Coldiretti said he was convinced that this was the right way to guarantee high quality tomatoes in Italy. Moreover, as Romiti stated, the Vechain blockchain is also intended to guarantee that the tomatoes come from the farms that comply with the required ethical standards. Another quote for that is, "It'll obviously be an open experiment for several years, because we will have to perfect the blockchain with our partner Vechain. But in the meantime, the first trial has convinced us that this is the right way. We pay more for the tomato and we guarantee its quality." Pretty damn good, guys. A lot of adoption in Italy right now. At the beginning of June, ICAB La Famiante, an Italian food company with more than 70 years of experience, announced they will be using My Story traceability solution, co-developed by DNVGL and Vechain. The Vechain Thor blockchain is being piloted as part of a pilot project to record information on the production and transport of Italian tomatoes. So yeah, all but good stuff, all good stuff, all really, really positive. Nothing bad to say, next to the fact that this is just, once again, pretty damn huge and pretty damn cool to see. Vechain verified collector figure becomes a viral hit in China. A collector's figure made for the Chinese pop star Hua Chenyu, which is verified using Vechain's blockchain, has landed a viral hit in China. Using an app released last week, owners can check authenticity on the Vechain Thor blockchain. As I told you guys before, really with Vechain, it's about a couple of main components, and one of that is traceability, one of that is verification. I guess those are the two we just talked about right now. And verification specifically can actually make sure that Vechain is going to be working with so many different companies that are high-end or really have a big quality standard. And traceability can kind of help for that, as, to get high quality standards, everything needs to be traceable, right? And then to make sure that the consumer also knows how true, the traceability system and the whole first part, well, the authenticity or the authenticating can really help for all of that. Now, at the end of May, the Chinese company Mars Space Station sold 20K or 20,000 limited edition figures for Hua Chenyu, a Chinese pop sensation, which are now a viral sensation. The special figure or feature of the figures is that they are verified via an NFC chip on the Vechain blockchain to certify the authenticity of the figure. Thus, more than 36 million fans of the Chinese pop star come at least indirectly into contact with Vechain's blockchain technology. And I don't really get how they over-exaggerated that by that far. As I mean, for sure, a lot of people that are buying it will have to do with it. However, for the rest, if they didn't really buy the what is it now? The station, or what is it exactly? The doll? Figure is the name for it, yeah. Then, well, they're not really doing anything with it, right? They're not really doing too much with it. And by the way, the Chen Yu Hua, I believe is the English name, because Hua is the last name. Yeah, he's about 30 years old, has, like, let's say, for example, like I said, there are 36 million fans at least, very, very popular in Mando, Pop, and Rock. Been active since 2013. I just looked that up before making the video, just to make sure I was, a little bit understanding of who I'm talking about here. And thus the situation is, a lot of his followers, yeah, they know about, I guess, the doll, or the I should call it figure. However, I think only the ones that bought it really will check into exactly how it works, actually how to authenticate it, unless in his own statement somewhere he said, you can authenticate it with this app or something like that, but I kind of doubt that. So in the end, this is big because, well, more and more pop stars are using it, right? And earlier we were also already talking about, I guess, the possibility, or really the idea, and I guess the history of, like, places like Nike, sorry, like you guys want, Adidas, really taking this a little step further by not just doing it once like Adidas already did, but they had one shoe, but just kind of doing this on the regular with a lot of their limited shoes or things like that, where it just becomes the standard to trace things and make sure they're verified using Vechain blockchain. But that will be huge, and I guess it's a little bit in the future, right, as it is going to be coming piece by piece, I think. But yeah, pretty damn cool, guys, pretty damn cool. Sunny Lu, Vechain will overtake Ethereum in the market cap. In an interview, Sunny Lu explained that one of Vechain's goals is that Vechain's market cap will one day overtake that of Ethereum, which I see as a pretty high probability. All right, the chance of that happening is really there, and thus I am not gonna, tell you guys it's not possible. And as Lu also stated, he sees Vechain very well positioned in the competition with other competitors such as IBM, and expects a mass adaptation of Vechain in a few years. Now, quote, well, I won't stop until we get there. Once again, I pay full respect to Ethereum. I think if you stay long enough in the Vechain community, you know about the fact that when we wrote Salute to Ethereum in our Genesis block, we wrote, so I also pay full respect to Ethereum and Vitalik. But you know that the record is there to be broken, and you know that the master is there to be surpassed. If we can do that one day, I will be really happy, and I think that also shows that the whole blockchain space is really somehow making the breakthrough, because we are talking about mass adaptations, not just the invention of technology, but mass adaptation in the business sector. On the subject of mass adoption, Lu went on to state that at least Vechain is not a casino. We are doing it, like I mentioned, we continue to boost the paid or valuable transactions coming from the different enterprises, like I mentioned, Walmart before. I give you some numbers. When we launched the mainnet of Vechain on June 30th of 2018, we measured the entire mainnet transactions for 2018. The total transactions were 500,000 for 6 months. In 2019, we look at the transaction numbers, we are talking about 36 million. And in 2020, we are almost making 100,000 transactions per day. And if we keep that kind of speed, we are talking about 360 million per year. I am not saying that today we reached mass adaptation or adoption. You can call the entire space a casino, fine. But given a couple of years, if we keep up this growth rate, at least Vechain is not going to be a casino. Lu was also asked if he is concerned about companies copying, creating their own version of Vechain. However, according to him, that's not a major threat, as Vechain has already been on the market for nearly 4 years and is really leading the industry with his tech. So how I can explain that or elaborate on that is, if they want to take over and do better, well, they're going to start from this point, right, and then move further. So it will be a lot more difficult, at least in my opinion, to excel now or to get better because they're 4 years behind. His own quote is, "No, not really. Firstly, I'm really confident.
We have been focusing on this territory for 3 or 4 years. We are leading the way for anyone in the market for at least a couple of years. And secondly, for enterprises, they are rational. They're not like, I want to override you or compete to you. If they want to find out what Vechain can do, make the quickest delivery in the market while they try to leading position in the market, why would they? Yeah, I get that as well. But yeah, and last but not least, generally speaking, I'm not really worried about that kind of situation that is talking about, according to Lou, this uses case, like specifically referring to competition with IBM and all that. Vechain has developed a counterpart for the Chinese Walmart, talking about the solution, the traceability solution. According to Lou, this use case is also being expanded to include more products on Sam's Club and also the suppliers in the supply chain, which could be hundreds of thousands of companies, Lou said. Ultimately, the market is big enough and Vechain has its advantages, even over large tech companies. Like we said earlier in one of the, videos like a week ago or so, where Vechain is really meant for the multi-trillion-dollar industry. Generally speaking, I'm not really worried about that kind of situation because right now the market is like so big. Everyone has the opportunity to get big, and so far I'm quite confident, but I assume we have our advantages, our unique features. Basically, we have a standard tool and best practices making delivery super quick and at a lower cost. Pretty crazy. All right, now something completely different that is not Vechain related, but still pretty big and pretty cool. South Korea finalizes crypto income tax of 20%. South Korea has finalized a new 20% tax rate for income generated from crypto trading. Now, I find 20% actually a pretty high number, but to a certain degree, I guess if it's really income tax, because trading is profit, which is income, then 20% is a pretty low number. Because in the Netherlands, it depends on how you do it exactly. It can be, just like added to equity, where it's like you have to pay, what is it called in English? Profit over equity. I don't know exactly. Wealth tax, wealth gain tax. I don't really know exactly the name anymore. Gains tax maybe. But it can also be done as income tax. It just depends on how you play the game. As it's your money becoming worth more. But if you're actively trading, you're actively doing it not as a hobby, but really as your job. They're gonna really have to pay 51% or so of it all, which is really crazy if you think about it. So 20% is pretty low. But basically, in the end, what it says here is that they're really legitimizing this space just another step further, making sure that they are, I guess, just treating everything equally, and to make sure that really Bitcoin and crypto trading is really seen as a normal thing, a normal instrument, and just normalizing the whole crypto space a little step more, which I really enjoy to see. CNBC crypto trader host says Bitcoin will soon rally at all-time high. How soon? Rand Neuer says, or Neuner, I swear it's alt season. And when I checked through it, he said gold is rallying and at all-time highs. It's a matter of time before Bitcoin follows. Once this happens, I don't think we will see these levels again, given the current Fed printing policy. I swear it's alt season, don't tell the maximalists. And what I'm saying to that is, well, the Fed printing policy might change pretty soon, as Judy Shelton is now, kind of in already, which might actually, I guess, kind of burn this all down, this whole conspiracy and all of that. The part of it's alt season, again, I don't really know too much, as I do still think that Bitcoin is going to run up first before alt season comes in. However, we don't know just too sure quite yet. PayPal reportedly inching closer to digital currency service launch. It's just a piece by piece, right? PayPal's going to get into space. It's just going to take a little while before they really are in and before they really are going to get everything done. I'm just really eagerly waiting for them to make the next step, to really just show us something that they've got already or anything like that. I'm pretty excited for that and to see exactly what's going to follow. But again, I'm really eagerly waiting for that. Ripple XRP exceeds 400 with active market issue. Well, we're talking here about, I guess, pairs, so to speak, 400 XRP market. According to data provided by CMC, XRP has 400 active markets, and according to CMC's new ranking system that takes into account volume, liquidity, and traffic, the XRP to USDT pair listed in Binance seems to have the largest volume with some crazy amounts. And then a little bit over on Chainlink, which I still need to talk to you guys about. Chainlink tops DeFi ranking on CoinMarketCap amid baseless criticism. Suspicion is mounting as CoinMarketCap defends its listing methodology and denies Chainlink paid for exposure. That's I guess a good question, if you ask me. Again, there's some pretty big debates have been going around. Crypto ranking research CoinMarketCap is facing backlash after listing Chainlink as its biggest DeFi token by market cap. The website's new DeFi section, which you can find here, let's actually go there. If I can press Control or Command. There we go. If we briefly go to this section here, you can find cryptocurrencies in that, with Chainlink as the biggest one, with a market cap of 2.6 billion, and the second is Maker, with only 500 million, which makes Chainlink really by far the biggest one. However, it lists what executives consider to be the most important altcoin in the space, which is seeing considerable interest from traders. And DeFi, next week Binance Coin? Speaking of Cointelegraph, CoinMarketCap had a research. Gerald Chi said that it employs strict methodology in order to determine if a particular token qualifies as DeFi and is therefore eligible for inclusion in its rankings. Chainlink's a smart contract platform is, however, an unlikely addition. Following this section's launch, various commentators argued that Link is not strictly a DeFi token. Chainlink is not a number one DeFi token thanks to the CoinMarketCap deciding it's a DeFi token and adding it to the list. Analyst and speaker Jason Fernandez really tweeted on Monday, "Tune in next week when Binance Coin becomes the second biggest DeFi token." Basically, the whole point is Chainlink is not exclusively DeFi. We've talked about that multiple times, and it's really a question on whether or not it should belong there. And the big question that popped up is, did Chainlink pay CoinMarketCap or Binance to get there, to get to this point? And that is because, well, a lot of people say it shouldn't belong. It doesn't really need that spot. It doesn't really belong in the DeFi list. And with that also comes that, maybe one day they'll just add Binance Coin to become the second biggest because, well, they have the authority, they have their secret methodology, and they're making things up along the spot anyway. So, yeah. The criticism that Chainlink may have paid CMC to get to this category up, is baseless and unfounded, she said. "We refute any suggestion that the project was behind the creation of our classification page, and we once again stress that CMC has never received any compensation towards the listing of any token or exchange." Yeah, it also added that Ether was left out of the list due to not conforming to its methodology, and thus they're saying that Chainlink belongs. Well, I think it's pretty positive for Chainlink. However, I don't know if it should belong there because they are correct. It's not completely DeFi. However, maybe because it's usually, you can really see it as a DeFi coin. It can be in there, which again, I'll also be happy with. I mean, I don't really care. It's not that important, I think. Chainlink utility drives Link price, but a correction could be coming. The growing utilization of Chainlink's as Oracle in DeFi products has seen Link's token price rise considerably, but is a significant decline looming. Again, big question, but not a real answer to all of that, right? I mean, it's like Chainlink is in such a space right now where we don't really know exactly what is to come. Is it completely DeFi? Should we consider it just as a DeFi coin token platform, or should we consider it differently? It's still hard for me to exactly point my opinion to something there, as I've been reading a lot of really contradictory articles. Here another one. Chainlink rally is not over, shows Google data. Google Trends showed the trend in the keyword section of Chainlink, hitting a perfect 100, showing the coin's growing popularity as an investment asset, which is another part to consider, that people like Chainlink more and more and more, right? People look about it more. It keeps on breaking all-time highs. It keeps getting higher and higher and higher in price. We talk about it more on the channel. We talk about it more in the space in general, but still is going down right now, right? It went from its all-time high of about $9, a little bit below that, to, I guess, $7.50 right now. But I mean, we all think it still can go up like crazy. However, can it? Should it? I mean, there's no real big immediate news popping up, but still, a lot of these days there wasn't either. So what's going to determine price for Link? I just find Link a very, very strange token at this point, and I'm staying away from any big investments into it or big cash outs or trades, just because it's such an insecure time. But maybe soon, I'll update you guys if I know more. Same for Vechain, is just being huge right now, and the rest of these articles, you guys know. All right, thank you guys all for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe, and I will definitely see you guys again in another crypto video.